Hi YouTube. Well, here's another Stephen King's story for you. Well, I showed you the other day in Pandora and Gate to Hell. This is the layers of the Mexican Gulf up towards the North American continent. And the yellow I explained was sandstone. The white in between is mudstone. This light blue is mild chalk, and then some more sandstone, and then we have the limestone here, and so on. And here we got the mantle. This is the bottom of the Mexican Gulf. If we look at the next picture here, 65 million years ago, according to the evolutionists, we had an impact from an asteroid on the Yucatan Peninsula. And I don't know if you can imagine, when that rock came in, it punched a deep hole into the crust of the earth. Meaning at that time the crust was granite, but everything got vaporized due to the impact, and it became other materials of stone. And if you look at these lines here, that basically consists of the rock coming in and pressing up all the layers here and pressing the land. So you see the layers, these layers goes in, as in the other picture here, going in through and in underneath America. And these layers also is from the time of the flood. So this is the map of America, and here we have this one. I really like this one. I don't remember his name, but definitely could do for this one. Here he made a line. This is the low zones in the southern part of America. Here is where he predicts the gases will go. So if you take in account that the accident is down here on this red dot, and these gases plus the oil and magma itself are being pushed in through the layers, and they will start seeping up through the ground, and everybody inside in this area here will either fall dead or become very, very sick. So the next picture I'll show, this one is mixed together so you can better see what it is. And here I referring to the Edgar Cayce. He said that the Great Lakes will once again empty themselves into the Mississippi River. We got the New Madrid line going down through here, and because of the pressure here that they drilled 30,000 feet down according to the Webbot, but Lindsey Williams says 26,000 feet down, and we now know that the crust between the mantle and the bottom of the ocean is between 4 miles and 7 miles thick. So that's a very little barrier between the molten magma. And they already drilled one well. That one did not succeed. Then they went to another spot right there and start drilling, and that went all wrong because they wanted to go deep as ever, just like the Russians. So right now, in this area here, where the New Madrid line is, we have tremendous pressure going between the layers. And remember that when the asteroid came in, it was crushing and gouging a big hole out here. That was probably what created the Mexican Gulf in the first place. This could have been solid ground or a slight ocean. But all this material here has been compressed, and it might have fractured actually the continental plate of North America when it slammed in. Like a piece of glass, it broke in a long line, and at that time these two were sitting together as in one piece. So what I suspect will be the future of America is that all this oil and all this material is being pressed in between these layers, and at the same time we have a pressure release from the magma, meaning the earth crust will shift due to that. But we also have the oil coming in these layers, and these will creep in to every little crevice there will be, and they will act like a lubricant. So I believe that this will lead to that the Mexican plate and the polar plate, they will slide apart, and this part over here will sink in mostly into the ocean, and that will devastate California too in its wake. So this is actually the picture of Edgar Cayce's prediction of the future of North America. And this is the final result of that slide down through the New Madrid line. And remember, the oil well was here. There's actually two. One is still gushing. They tried to cap that, but the other one is the one we don't see, and that is the biggest one, and that one is here in this area, and it's pressing in and it's pressing in. At some point, this line going through here will give in to that pressure. Plus, we have the lubrication of the oil, and we know the sediments here are very loose, so they are not holding these two pieces of land together very well. It's very bad cohesive because it's comprised of the material, this material, sandstone, mudstone, chalk, limestone and evaporite. No granite, no solid, really strong material. So what is coming up through the ground in near future will be hydrogen sulfide, benzene and methylene chloride. And I think that was exactly what they wanted. They wanted to devastate America in order to bring in the New World Order. But the end result will lead to this, because of a slip between here, because they hit the magma and the pressure is simply just too high, and it's going to push and lubricate the New Madrid line so it can move over, also due to decompression. So that's my take on it. So if we go back to this one, this is the final result. You see this line this user from YouTube made consist perfectly with Edgar Cayce's vision of what will happen to North America in future. And I think this will occur in a foreseeable future. It will not be 100 years out. I think it will be much faster. Maybe the magma will break through here and it will meet the seawater, and you can then imagine what will happen. A huge explosion. But it will also trigger that the hole itself, if that happens, due to the water coming in, will actually cool it so much off that it will be sealed by itself. So that's my take on it. You can discuss it. I'll try to see if A.C. Griffith can watch this one before to see what he has to say about that. But that is definitely what I suspect will be the end result. This is what we see due to BP and their drilling in this region. The most fragile place to at all drill for anything oil. This should never have been allowed, and they should never have been allowed to drill in this area. USGS Geological Survey 2005 showed clearly what and in 3D was down here, and they knew exactly it was very not advisable to drill for anything at all. This must be left alone. But anyway, they suck up oil because they have to have all that oil, and there's plenty of oil other places on planet Earth to drill for oil. But they choose here, and this time they went deep water without any safety features. This is sad. That's all I have to say for now. You can chew on it and see if you can see any logic in this. But Edgar Cayce says this will happen, and all his predictions has been correctly. And he also says that North Carolina, South Carolina will be flooded on permanent basis, that we see here, all the way up to New York City. God bless you.